Join Bobby for The Takeover every Tuesday night as she tackles tough subjects with her trademark humor and wit. We guarantee you'll be educated, edified, and also entertained. So join us at 8 p.m. every Tuesday night, right here on Trailblazers Radio.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday. And hopefully, I'm not too close to the screen. I don't know what's going on. I'm still trying to figure out how to engineer myself. Um, and so that's what we're going to do. So, welcome to the takeover. And already saw in the comments when I sent out the invitation, what we're talking about. We're talking about integrity because this week was tough for me. So let's just get into it because I'll get to all of that, in just a little bit. So again, welcome. I hope that you are doing well wherever you're joining me from, and I hope that this is a broadcast that is just going to help you because I think I need a little help myself, and so in this lesson that I'm going to teach, or just talk about, I don't know why I said teach, but either way, because I feel like I'm learning something about myself in this lesson. And I hope that it blesses you the way that I really hope that that it blesses me. Okay, so here we go. I wanted to talk about integrity because of a situation that happened this week that I'm not going to air on here for specific reasons. But I want to talk about integrity. I want to talk about integrity and social media. I want to talk about integrity and the fact that people know you in real life. People know you in real life, like you spouting off the scriptures and antidotes and criticisms. People know you in real life. And when you come at people in a way that you feel is their truth, but you're not living up to your truth, people do not, first of all, it's not acceptable because it shows a lack of integrity, but it also shows hypocrisy. And I vowed that when I came back to the radio, that to do the videos, that I would be me, unapologetically me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to say what I feel I'm led to say, and I'm going to do it in a way that is as transparent and as real as I can possibly get it. So that's it. So here we go. We're going to be doing a lot of glasses. These are, I don't even know where I got these from, but these are my worst pair of glasses because I left the other ones in the car. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I've been rushing around trying to make sure that I get here on time to do the show. And I'm going to tell you, like my apostle tells us, I ain't going to be before you long. I promise you, I ain't going to be before you long. This is a no-brainer. This is one of those common sense kinds of things. But I think a lot of people miss things because they're trying to prove their prowess in scripture or prove their prowess in intelligence. They're trying to prove that they have made it, that they have reached this plateau of enlightenment. And it's scary to me how people can go through life and they say they've reached this certain height or whatever, and then but you can't pinpoint that moment when you had the aha, or you can't pinpoint any great thing that you've been through that really flipped a switch on in your head. And to be honest, I have not reached that particular pinnacle. I haven't. I have not gotten to the place where I think that I am proficient in anything not at work, not at home, not in my relationship with others. I know I have not reached the pinnacle of that. And a lot of people who reach those pinnacles, who say they reach those pinnacles, let me put it that way, have decided that what we talked about when we talk about worth, they have decided that nobody is worth my time. And I love being alone. And I love this, and I love that I don't have a man. I love that I don't have a woman. I love that I don't have children. I love it because I'm so in tune with God, and I'm so enlightened, and I'm so perfected in my loneliness. And again, I say this before I get into that. To say this is to say that God did not know what he was doing, and you are biblically wrong. Because no man should be alone. Nobody telling you to settle. Nobody telling you to just grab whoever. Nobody's saying that. What we're saying is that if you shut yourself off in the cube of your perfection in your home, then how are you to meet the person that God has for you? How? How have you perfected this thing that is biblically wrong? No man, woman should be alone. It is not in the will of God for us to be alone. Period. You can kick over it and okay, it's taking you a long time to look. You've been looking and you ain't found nobody. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with dating. I've heard preachers say don't date. I don't even know how you're going to get to know the person if you don't date. And nobody says that dating has to be two people. Dating can be you and your friends and whoever it is. Because the thing is, your friends are going to see whatever the fault is before you do. Because you're so busy you're so busy wearing the mask of perfection that you ain't gonna see nothing wrong with this boy. And don't let his eyes be gray, blue, or green. You're not thinking about his flaws. You thinking about, and I've been a woman for 53 years. You know what you're thinking about? I wonder if our children gonna have them color eyes. That's what's gonna happen. So let's get into this. Because this, like I said, this is not gonna be a big, long, drawn out anything. I have very few viewers at this point anyway, so I feel like I'm talking to myself, but it's okay because this is going to get out, and that's what I wanted to do. That's what I needed to do. I have a guest, but I'm not sure if she wants to come on or not. I'll invite her, and in just a little bit, let me get my subjects together, and then I'll invite my guest. I think the name was Trisha. I don't know who that is, but if she wants to come on, she can participate. But give me a minute to get into my my little groove here. So we're talking about integrity, and so I got some definitions and some little things together, and so we're going to see how that works out with my little glasses here. So, integrity. In a world where headlines are often dominated by people who make the wrong choices, people who make the right ones can seem to be rare. However, it feels good to live and work with integrity, and when we become known for this highly valued trait, our lives and our careers can flourish. Case in point, what the elephant in the room, what everybody's talking about was with Will Smith. Everybody remembers him slapping Chris Rock. But very few people kept watching or paid attention enough because they were so busy making memes, to see that he won the award he was in for. That I think it's The Roots, they won an award. That's originally what Chris Rock was up there for, was to give somebody an award. Nobody paid attention to that. And so everybody focused on the fact that he lost a lot of integrity by doing what he did. I'm not questioning the realness of it, and was it state? It doesn't matter. And so we focus a lot. We focus more on people who are negative more than we focus on people who are not. And I think that is because people who are negative gives us a boost in our own in our own idea of who we are, because what we say is, well, it wasn't me, or I would have never, not remembering that you did some stupid crap not 2 hours before that. And so people who do negative things, and people who try to live in integrity, and not saying that he lost all of it. No, I'm not saying that, because I can't judge the man. What I'm saying is we see negative sometimes more than we see the positive. And a lot of times I think we don't see the positive things that go on with people is because a lot of people like working in the background. They don't like going on TikTok and showing that they feed the homeless. They don't like going on TikTok to show that they pay for somebody's food. We don't see that a lot because that's not shown a lot. And when it is, you have negative people commenting that you just doing it for show, or you just doing it for whatever, and not knowing the real situation or what happened before the camera start rolling, right? So we have a very good definition of integrity from the Random House Dictionary. And it says adherence to moral and ethical principles, soundness of moral character, honesty. The state of being whole, entire, and undiminished. That is a mouthful. Because in honesty, you will have to be in a state of wholeness, and something that is undiminished, because that's what honesty is. It doesn't diminish. People who lie, it has to get bigger and bigger, and because you got to build on that lie, and you got to remember the original lie. That's the thing. Trying to remember that, I ain't got time, because my memory ain't like that. So lying is not something I do. I'm not saying I don't ever do it. I'm just saying it's not something I do on the regular, because I'm not going to remember what I said before you start asking me all these questions. And my daddy used to get me all the time, because he would have us standing in that doorway of the living room, because he's sitting down relaxed for 3 hours. And by the end of the third hour, he asking you he go right back to his original question. And you lost, you done lied. You already know you're not going outside for the next 3 weeks. And so having integrity means being honest. And in your honesty, you're being undiminished. And we're going to talk about ethical principles in a minute, because no morals and your ethical principles, I think a lot of people think that they have it, but I don't know if they really know where they got them from, or how to gauge whether your moral compass or your ethical ideas is something that is, excuse me, my ear, is something that is acceptable to the people that you befriend. So it's just hard to know. And so you could say that integrity is always doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. That's what integrity is. If nobody's even around you, it's doing the right thing. It's walking down the aisle and seeing something on the somebody drop something in the clothing store. Do you reach down and just hang it back up on the hanger? Do you take the buggy back to the store to where it won't hit somebody's car, even when nobody's watching you? Or do you look around to see if anybody's watching and just leave it? I don't know. Or is that even a valid question? Or you might see integrity as staying true to yourself and your word, even when you're faced with serious consequences for the choices that you're making. So in other words, can you be honest, knowing that the decision that you're going to make is going to hurt somebody that you love? I had to do it. I had to make the choice. Do I love him enough to put him where he's going to get the help that he deserves? Or am I just going to not do anything about it because I don't want to hurt their feelings? It was a hard decision, but I made it. And it was the right decision, because now I see the fruition of what needed to happen. Okay. So when we live our lives with integrity, it means that we're always honest, and we let our actions speak for who we are and what we believe in. And I get how hard it is to always be honest. Because personally, and I may be wrong, personally, I think that there are situations where lying is just the best thing to do for the person who, because I always use it as an example. If your friend asks you if this dress make her ass look fat, what you gonna say? Because she's been trying to lose weight for a year and a half, and she asks you, does this dress make my ass look fat? You've been trying to lose weight. You thinking you losing it. I'm not. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie and tell you, no, sis. That dress don't make your ass look fat. As a matter of fact, I think you could have got a size smaller. Because that, to me, is a lie that is acceptable. Now, maybe there's another circumstance where, when it's, listen, y'all know how I am about food. And she asked me if the new recipe she tried with the pork and beans is good, and it's not, then we don't lie. Because I'm not eating that again. I can watch you in that tight ass dress as many times as I want to, but I'm not eating this particular dish again. So when you ask me if it's no, don't you ever again put mustard in these pork and beans, because it's disgusting. And I don't know why raisins is in the coleslaw. See, that's what I draw the line at food. I don't lie about food. But that dress, I can watch you walk around in that dress for as long as you want to. And so to me, there are lies that are acceptable. And it's especially sometimes with children, sometimes flat-footed telling the truth to a child is very harmful. And so, yeah, the drawing of me is cute. I don't understand why my nose is up under my mouth, but this is the best Picasso painting I've ever seen. See what I'm talking about? And does that mean that my integrity gauge is headed toward zero? No. It just means I love that person enough to boost their ego enough for them to keep on trying what they're doing. That's all that means to me. That's my personal opinion. That's Bobby's opinion. When we live our lives with integrity, it means that we're always honest. And so we just talked about that. Integrity is a choice we make, and it's a choice we must keep making every day. It is a choice that we make every day to be honest. It is a choice we make every day to be good to people. It is a choice that we make every day to make sure that we keep our word. Having integrity and keeping your word should be right up there with building your faith with God. It should be right up there with those things that we have to do on a daily basis. And most importantly, especially in the public eye, remember, listen, I say this all the time on this show. Why y'all not listening to me? Remember, I look like an old lady, but I think I look kind of intelligent. Anyway, okay, sorry, I got it. Remember this. Somebody knows you in real life. Do you understand that? You can spout off as much scripture, poetry, somebody knows you in real life. Understand this. And if you keep on in this way, giving advice and spouting off all of these things, somebody, hey, Mr. Parker, how are you? Somebody gonna call you out on it. And there's no need for you to get mad and upset, because you opened the door for them to call you out on said whatever was said, and you not living that kind of life. So as these young children say, if you ain't about that life, stop it. And if you don't know how to stop, be open and transparent enough to tell people that you have that issue, so that somebody can find a way to help you deal with that issue. Because trying to help somebody else with that issue is, first of all, shows a lack of integrity, a lack of honesty, and you full of crap. That is it. I'm trying to be good, Mr. Parker. No bad words, I promise. So let's talk about for just a second why integrity is so important. Okay. First, living a life of integrity means that we never have to spend time or energy questioning ourselves, which means that whatever decisions we make, we don't have to go back later and keep on asking ourselves, why did I? Oh my God, I shouldn't have. If I had just not said, if you have integrity and you're honest, you ain't got to do that. And I'm not talking about saying curse words or telling nobody off. I'm telling you, no matter what you say and how you do it. If you did it, it came from a place of honesty. What you questioning yourself for? Why are you upset because they took it the wrong way? Because I'll give it a fair number. 8 times out of 10, they pushed you to that point. So now you're gonna get what you get because you provided this type of energy. Now live with it. Because I'm not questioning nothing I said. I said exactly what I said. I said exactly how I meant it, and I will say it again if you did not understand any words I said. And if any of the words were too big for you, I'll wait for you to Google the definition. Because I meant what I said. That's it. Because when you're being honest, you are able to hold yourself to you're able to hold yourself accountable for your words and your actions. Nobody should have to question anything about any of that. You should be honest enough to hold yourself to whatever you said and the actions that you took. That is integrity. And if it was wrong and you did it the wrong way, then integrity is, I admit that I was wrong and I did it the wrong way. That's integrity. That's honesty with you and whoever the person is. Okay? When we have integrity, we gain trust. We gain the trust of our leaders, our colleagues, and our team. We're dependable, and we hold ourselves accountable for our actions, and we become role models for other people to follow us. I've heard rappers, and they only say it when they get in trouble, say that I'm not your role model. I'm not here to raise your children. I'm not here to whatever. But why do you think those children buy your records? Why do you think those children adhere themselves to you? Because there's something in you that they want to be. So whether you choose to be a role model or you choose to abstain from that because you don't want to take the responsibility for the stupid crap that you do and they follow you, either way, you have that on you now. And so when you don't hold accountability for that, then you're not being honest. You don't have to be, you're accountable for that. Even if you say it's not my fault. I'm not saying that rappers are raising children, they're the best role model. I'm not saying that, but there's a reason why your child is adhering to that. And maybe you need to find out whatever that is they have and maybe try to turn it into a different direction, but that is what it is. All of this in turn directly impacts our success in life. People who live and work with integrity are more likely to be considered a good friend. They're more likely to be leaders in whatever adventure or whatever lifestyle they choose to go into. Because they know that they are dependable, people know that they're honest, and they don't have to micromanage and check behind you. So one of the things that is very important in having good integrity and your values is that you have to define your values. You define your values. First of all, sit down and write what you value. What do you think about things morally? And then after you do that, you have to teach others how to treat you by how you treat them. If a person treats you contrary to the way that you treat them, then something in how you're teaching them is going wrong. Your lesson is not being learned. And if they continue to do this over and over again, maybe you need to have a sit down with them and discuss those values and those morals with them. And if it still doesn't stick, then maybe that's not that friend. You understand? Maybe y'all need to just be, just associates that maybe works together or go to work together or whatever. Because a person that continues to treat you in a way that you don't want to be treated, first of all, it's the most disrespectful thing ever. Second of all, it means that they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about anything you got going on. If they're going to continue to treat you in the opposite way that you treat them. Because friendship is give and take. But the give and take is give equally and to take equally. You shouldn't keep emptying yourself and all of your spirit and all of your positivity into a person, and that person is never able, is never able to put that back into your spirit. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to get something to drink. This chemo is kicking my butt. So let's not talk about that tonight. So when you do things or when you deal with people and you want to be friends with them or whatever, um, you have to make sure that you analyze your choice of friends. Analyze who you decide that you're going to let into your life. And one thing I don't like is people saying my circle is so small that it's just me and all I got to turn around. It's not a circle. You're alone. And then you need to figure out why you're alone and stop telling everybody that you separated yourself, because you didn't. Nobody likes you and nobody won't be around you because you too stuck on the fact that you've reached a pinnacle of greatness and people are tired of hearing about you. Tired of hearing about you. And like I said it before, that pointy head child of yours, that ugly dog. And some people, yes, there are times when God separates us from others because we need to be just hear his voice. But that is not something that is done for 10 to 15 years. Because it takes away the fact that man should not be alone. And God don't contradict himself despite popular belief in some circles. So after you define your values with whoever, and you start and you let people and you treat people with integrity and you're honest, and after you analyze all of your choices and make sure that this is the person that you want in your life, then it is time to encourage integrity in the other person. But this is the thing: if you're going to encourage integrity in the other person, let's be sure that we let the other person encourage integrity in us, because being honest all the time is not easy. It is not. It is so much easier to lie, to steal, to take, to insult. I don't know why it's easier. I don't know why it feels better sometimes, but it just is. To be honest with you, because I'd rather tell a booger off. Listen. Some confrontation used to be my middle name. I just waited for somebody to pop off at their mouth at me so that I could use all the English I learned in college, high school, and preschool with them little blocks to tell you off. And then I realized one day, after doing that to someone, how much better did that make my life? Did that add anything to my life? Did not. It does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. And so that's how I became. Now don't get it twisted. Now I still have the lung power and the capability to do so, but I do it sparingly, and I do it after careful analysis and consideration of how that is going to make me a better person. And sometimes, personally, in my personal opinion, telling some people off and giving them what they need, it elevates them. Because sometimes they don't know. They don't know that they're irritating. They don't know that they're too needy. They don't know that that other people around them are saying these things about them. So you give them a good sit down and a good truth talk, give them something to eat, something to drink, and if they don't want to be your friend after that, then they never were anyway. That's just my personal opinion. Because I've been sat down plenty of times and told what is my truth. Because I just was awful at dealing with some people sometimes. And so I'm losing my voice. But what I'm going to do now is I think that I have some other things I want to talk about, but I'm going to bring in my panel if they want to come in. It says Charlie, but do you want to come in? Shake your head, yes or no? Okay. Coco, you want to come in? Okay, so I don't know what that means with Coco, but let's bring in the mean prophet.
You don't stop calling me that.
So what we're talking about, Coco, is see my glasses? See how intelligent I look? Okay, I'm sorry.
Actually, your screen is black.
My screen is black. You can't see me?
No, I hear you talking, baby, but I don't see your face.
But my camera on.
Yeah, your screen is all the way black.
Oh, I don't know what's going on, but y'all just have to listen to me because my camera is on. I can see me.
Okay, let me check to make sure that it's not. Let me check to make sure that it's not. Um, I'm gonna look at another device and see if it's
Okay.
anything that's happening.
Let me see. Shake your head, yes or no, Charlie. Can you see me? Yes, it must be something else because she said she can see me.
Okay. Auntie's
Okay,
also
so
checking her phone to see if she can see you.
okay. So we're talking about integrity. I don't know how long you guys have been there. Because I'm really trying not to. I didn't bring myself nothing to drink, so I'm really struggling a little bit. But listen, we're talking about integrity, and we're talking about. Let's get to the main point.
Mm-hmm.
Integrity is being honest all the time, even when people aren't looking.
Oh,
Being
okay.
honest to a point where it's almost a fault.
Okay.
But Charlie might disagree with me. You can comment in the you can I don't have to bring you on, Charlie, but you can also type in the comments and we can see them. But in my opinion, even though I don't remember seeing a commandment about not lying, but people say you're not supposed to lie. In my opinion, there are times when lying is okay if it's going to benefit the other person. Just I don't lying to yourself is never good because you're gonna get yourself in some serious hot water lying to
Right.
yourself. But I think that if a child asks you if that picture pretty, and you look at the picture and the nose of your nose is up under your chin, and you got an ear connected to your hand, I promise you, you better tell that child that's the best picture you ever seen of yourself, and that she should be going to art school. And a lie is a lie. There's no such thing as a white one, a little one. It's a lie. And so I think that, and like I said earlier, with being with your friend asks you if this dress make my ass look fat, and she been trying to lose weight for 6 months. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her no, it don't. It don't make you no. As a matter of fact, you could have got a size smaller. But if she asked me if the food that she cooked and she did something special with the poke beans and it's nasty, I'm gonna tell her because I'm not eating this again. I'm not eating this again. Now I can watch you in that tight behind dress till you lose the weight you want to lose. But what I'm not gonna do is eat poke beans with mustard and raisins in it.
What?
I'm not gonna do it. So I'm not gonna lie
What
about the food,
recipe
but
is
I'll lie
that?
about that dress. So my point is that there are acceptable ways of telling a lie because a lie is a lie. You can try to pretty it up, but it's a lie. And
Right.
but I think lying to yourself is just the wrong thing to do. But we're talking about integrity and the fact that you need to first of all define what your values and your morals are to yourself. What
Okay.
are your values? What are what morally do you think about certain things? What ethically do you think about certain things? And we're not talking about politics. We're talking about just life situations in your life. And once you've defined that, then you need to analyze the people in your life. Do they mirror that to you? And then you need to figure out how a way to then you need to figure out a way to get them. I like the way it was worded on this paper. Hold on, I'm sorry. I like the way that this. I was doing some studying today. Yeah. So then you have to figure out a way, or how to encourage them to show integrity. But what I don't want you to do is have this mind of that I got to teach people all this stuff because that's not what I want you to do. What I want you to have the mind of as you teach them the integrity and the things that you've and how to analyze themselves and how to do to come to what they know moral ethic, that they're able to teach you. Because as a teacher, even as a teacher in the real world, every now and then you got to go back and take classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand how people have been in ministry. You've been in ministry for 20 years. And then you say, oh, well, what school do you go to? And they name a school and it's been closed in the last 16 years. Bruh. Well, I got the word. Yeah, you got the word. But your word is 16 years old, bruh. You still talking about tossies and long skirts. You man, come on. I understand that God gave, I can't remember his name, y'all. I wish But I got Charlie on here, but I wish he would type. But God told somebody to preach to Moses. No, Noah. Noah preached the same message for years, that God was coming and he was going to flood. And the entire time, God made him look like crazy because it was a drought. Listen, I understand preaching the same.
They didn't need it.
Exactly. I understand preaching the same message when it pertains to God making a move. But when you still talking about how women come to church and how women can't wear makeup and how this, that, and woman, then I'm thinking that you still read Massa Bible and you haven't got the New King James Version. You feel me? Because Massa Bible talk about how women should conduct themselves. How you done took all the stuff that make her feel beautiful and made her look plain as she could be. Because if me showing my toes out at church turned you on, then you got bigger problems than my toes. You got bigger issues going on in your life than me showing my toes or my elbows or have my arms out at church. Your issues are bigger than that. Because I hear a lot of it. I try to find. I'm stuck on Jamal Bryant right now. His teachings just slam into my head. He's awesome to me. But
a lot of people don't like him because he's raw.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I'm the kind of person that needs that. Right. And so, but I've seen there's this guy who comes on, and he has church full of people, women demurely dressed or whatever, and he talks about women in such a negative way, and he's still on. I just don't want to give him any of my energy. I'm glad I don't remember his name. But my whole point is what I was getting to. I just did a recap for you guys, but here I am. This is where I am now. Teaching people how to treat you by treating them the way you want to be treated.
Charlie said Gino Jennings.
Say it again.
Charlie said Gino Jennings.
That's his name. That's his name. He's an idiot. And then what he'll do is he'll invite other preachers on to debate him over scripture. Now you can say a scripture any way you want to, and it'll go in the way that you want to flow. Just like when I want to go on Google and I want to look up something, I can look up anything I want to, and it'll flow in the direction that I want it to flow. Because that's what I'm looking for. And anything that doesn't go in line for what I wanted to go into, I just go somewhere else. But the difference between that, doing Google, and the Bible is that it don't flip on you.
No.
It doesn't contradict itself on you. So when you give a definition for something in the Bible and it's your definition and not what God said, you trip up, because now you can't find the other edge of the sword to back up what you said. You feel me? Like you can talk about children not disobey, don't disobey your parents and this, that, and you keep on going with that. Don't spare the rod and spoil it, all that. But if you do not go to the other edge of that sword and remind parents not to
bring your child to
wrath, you talk. Listen.
But see, that's the problem with people when they want to try to decipher the word and want to teach it. They don't like to teach the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's why they say the Bible is contradictory, but it's not contradicting itself. There is when you swing a sword and you're sword fighting, it goes both ways. And that is how the word is. If he said something one time, then he's going to come back and give it to you on the other end. If he tells you how to be a good husband and a good leader, he's going to tell you how to be a good wife and be able to carry that thing on.
Right.
So
that's the reason why they say in the word that the word is like a double-edged sword, because it could go in and it could go out. Exactly. That's the whole point.
That's the point.
And you chose a really good topic to talk about, because a lot of people don't have integrity.
But
a lot of people don't have morals, or where they did have morals, the morals don't went out the window and they doing other stuff.
But this is the thing about why I got onto this, because it connects so smoothly with worth.
Yeah.
Because people have a tendency. I was reading today, I had some notes on worth, but I don't agree with that. I don't agree that you can I don't agree that you have the right to gauge your own worth. I want, if somebody can cut,
You mean,
I would love to have a back and forth with
you
somebody.
mean like speak your own value?
I don't. I don't think that. I think that is just like I think that your worth is gauged by the people around you, just like your humbleness is gauged by the people around you. I can tell you all day I feel like I'm humble. I'm humble. Oh, I'm the humblest person I can be. But the people around me will tell you that she
Something different.
don't never put extra in the offering. She ain't never brought nothing to the food bank. She ain't never asked her neighbors or told them hi. She ain't never moved out of line when somebody behind her got one thing and she got 6 baskets.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
See,
So you
in
gauge that.
part,
Yeah,
I would
but
say
see,
that I do beg to differ. The only
so,
reason why I say that is because for me, I truly believe that I can say what my value is. And I mean, and I do agree also with what you said about the people around you. At the
right,
end of the day, I always ask people that at the end of the day, what is it that you feel like the people around you think of you?
right.
Right. And so for me, I know my value. Whatever I put, if I put a price tag on it, I can say that I'm worth that
But
because of
I think
what
that
I
every
do and what I'm capable of. But
but
at
I
the same time, like if you talk about humbling and all that, I'm not humble in all areas. There are some areas where I'm very humble. When it comes down to the Lord, my relationship with Him, very humble about that. But when it comes down to like stuff in the natural, not so much because
mhm,
I'm very outspoken
mhm.
about what I feel when it comes down to certain stuff. So that's
This
not a humble individual. You know what I
this
mean?
is let me put it back into context.
Okay.
Let me bring it back into context because you're saying value and I'm talking about um being the table and being so and thinking that your worth is so priceless that nobody else can stand your shine
Oh,
because
but see,
now
that's
you
different.
no no
See,
no 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 no
I
that's what
consider that could be how you just spoke it. To me, that's a conceited person.
okay, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to
Okay.
bring it back into context because
Okay.
what you're saying, I agree with
Okay.
because that value was given to you through your walk with Christ. Because God is the only one that can give you that sense of 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 spiritual value and um it's like don't put a candle under a bushel because nobody can see it shine. I got that. I'm understanding that. But
Okay.
what in the context of how I'm saying it is this because I'm talking about individuals. I'm not talking about a whole state of mind of a people. I'm talking about these individuals who have come to this idea that they are worth so much that nobody can afford to be in their presence. And so they have gotten the idea that I'm alone because I'm worth so much. Can't nobody, uh, can't nobody shine or I'm worth. And I'm gonna say this again, like I said before. When people say I love being alone, this is how God wants it to be, and I love being alone. I'm glad I ain't got no children. I get to you're biblically wrong.
Right.
You're biblically wrong.
Right.
And so now we passed that. So now we on to the point where when something is worthy, when something has a lot of worth, and then it is evaluated and has now once it's evaluated, the evaluator is God.
Mm.
So we have a diamond and we have the diamond, the person that evaluates the diamond,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the
Mm-hmm.
diamond is you.
Mm-hmm.
God is the evaluator.
Mm-hmm.
Diamonds are looked at through clarity, color, and cut. Okay.
Right.
So that's what God is looking for. He's looking for how clear you are. He's looking for the how many times they can cut you and you still have value.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's looking at the color. That
Mm-hmm.
means like when they look through you, how many prisms of light are there?
Right.
Okay. Because I studied diamonds because that was my original topic. So God is looking at that. God places that value on you, not you.
Right.
Now, all of that color that is shining out, that is all the brilliance that God sees in you. And that goes to the other people around you. That is what I mean by them judging you.
Right.
You are the diamond. You are the thing that is being surveyed and analyzed to figure out what you are valued at, how much you are worth. But
Right.
when you do that to yourself, how is that possible when how you see yourself might be flawed?
Right.
And
Right.
so when these women say to me, I'm worth so much that I can't find nobody. Men are doing it now too. I'm worth so much that I can't find nobody who wants me. But when you worth a lot of money, and we talk about diamonds, but I flip it into the spiritual. When you're worth a lot,
Right.
everybody wants that.
Right.
Everybody wants the thing that is shiny the most.
Right.
Even if it ain't real, they want it. Fake gold get bought too.
Yeah, it does.
So even
every
if you can be as fake as you want to, they want that too. So you telling me that you real or fake and ain't nobody big enough to be in your company? That is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who say the word worth and not understand what it means.
Okay.
Because anything that has worth and that is valued at that high of a price, why them niggas not in your DM? Why? And if they are in there, you telling me ain't none of them got enough for you.
Right.
That's what you're telling me? Because even the biggest diamonds in the world, somebody done bought.
That's it.
Even the prettiest Bentley, somebody got it because they wanted it.
Right.
And if they can't buy, listen, let's talk. Let's go back to the projects. Let's stay out of rich people houses because I don't know who lived there. Let's go back to the projects because I know the people. You done been to Walmart 15 times this week because you wanted the perfect outfit in your budget. You got mad when they took layaway off because that's how people thought you had a lot of money because you just put it on layaway. That ain't fine. I'm serious. People think you got a lot of money because you just put stuff. Okay, let's be transparent. This is what I do. This is why people think I got money. I got stuff on layaway at every Cato's within a 50-mile radius.
I do
I
it
put
too.
$5 or I put $5 at this one. They know my name. When I get it off layaway, I put it with my little section of stuff. And then the stuff I match it with, I've had for years. And people think, well, you was homeless. How you afford all that stuff? $5 wasn't stopping me from eating.
Right.
And homeless or not, don't mean I have to look like I'm homeless.
That part.
And when it was time to get my nails done, it was because I was putting $2 aside every time I got some change. And when it reached enough for me to get my nails done, I got my nails done.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. And that's what's wrong with people. When they want something bad enough, they'll put it on. It'll be on layaway for 6 months,
Right.
and they gonna get it. And
Look,
what you?
look,
But
I bless the Lord for Afterpay and Klarna.
You better preach.
Okay?
Somebody get an usher because the deacon's sleeping.
Girl,
You better preach it.
I order my clothes, but I get it on Afterpay.
I'll pay you after. Send me my stuff. I'm gonna keep on paying you after.
That part.
Listen. And so you're telling me that you are unique in a way that you're worth so much that nobody even going to try to get you. And then you're also telling me that the people who are trying to get you are so beneath your worth because he ride the bus.
That's interesting.
How you know that he don't like to drive his car into work because it saves on gas? How you know he didn't give his baby mama the car so the kids can get around and he'd rather just catch the bus?
Right.
How you know he ain't got a crush on you and catching the? Because first of all, how you know he riding the bus helpful if you ain't riding it with? You know what? Why he gotta have more than you have? Why he got, and don't talk about no man at the head and all that, because that don't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Because that part doesn't start until y'all are in a marriage. So whoever, my spirit, shut up. Because that's not what I'm talking about. You always want somebody to listen. I'm going to say this again, and I want you to very carefully listen to me. Listen to me. Stop worrying about what he can bring to the table. Stop telling people you are the table. What you need to be worried about is if this Negro can build a table. Does he have the capacity to build the table? Does he have the fortitude and the testicular, girl? Can he provide what needs to be put on the table to sustain both of y'all? And can he get the utensils once
Right.
you cook what he bring in? Because you too busy trying to be the table. You want to be the table? You let a nigga put his legs up under you, eat, and go home. Because that's what tables are. So be IKEA table. Be it. I'm still frustrated by the table. So let's leave that alone, because people need to stop with this. What are you gonna bring? But what you bringing to the table? Heifer, what you bringing?
Right.
Yeah, you got your own business. You got all of this. And with that money, you done bought you a new ass and some boo. So beyond that, what are you bringing to the table? Because what are we going to talk about when we stop talking about you? What are we going to talk about when we stop talking about that ugly behind dog? What are we going to talk about in the midnight hour? And when I'm saying midnight, I mean the spring is when you young and y'all are you making love 16 times a day. God, I can't wait till my man get home. Sorry, I digress. The summer is, things are coming. It's hot. You've already took up the harvest, all of that. In your fall and winter seasons, what are you going to talk about? Because he tired of the subject of you. He tired of you,
if
the
you
dog.
own you and what you finna do to your body parts, and
Yes.
now you feel like you should be doing this, but
Once we
this is the thing,
move past that, what are we gonna talk about?
relationships are foundational, so they are meant to be built upon. So if you cannot build,
non-stop
right,
building.
they're
I
built
was talking.
upon, and if you
Let
can't
me see if she's still on here.
build it,
Yeah, I don't know. So I am trying to look at this thing and
what do you see?
a bunch of stuff. I don't do private chats. I don't know who these people are. So
Okay.
I was talking to one of my god babies. Well, I call her my god baby. She called me auntie. So I was talking to one of my nieces, and I was telling her how I thought at first that her mom and dad's relationship was weird, because you never seemed to see them hanging out. I mean, they took pictures or whatever, and I know they spent time, but it was just weird. And then I started studying their relationship from outside without asking any questions. And she works as a nurse. He's a fireman. Well, he's a retired fireman. And she went through something similar that I went through. And I would ask her, Krisha, where you going? I'm going to dinner. She'd go by herself, whatever. Or she'd go, oh, I'm going home. He cooked. And sometimes I call her at night. Well, you don't waiting on him to bring my food, or whatever. I have never. And he looks at her the way my pastor husband look at her, and she used to laugh when I say this, but it looks just like that. When my apostle preaching, or when Krisha, I said her name, but when she's not looking, and I'm looking at how their husbands are looking at them. You ever see a puppy when they first get wind of a rawhide bone that smells like a real one?
Yeah.
That's how they husbands look at them.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You feel me? Like their tongues are 2 feet, they one step from having their tongue hang out their mouth and just. And my apostle they've been together for 40-something, 50-something years. I think my other friend, I think they've been together probably about 30 or so, but their spouses look at them like they cannot believe that's mine. Like that puppy look at that, and the puppy will look at it, lick it, look up at you. Look at you sure that this what you want me to have? Because I'm about to tear it up. And that's exactly how their husbands look at them. Look at God and say, look, you sure? Because I'm about to tear this up. That's just being that's just being honest.
Right.
And I look at that and I say to myself, that is the epitome of how marriages are so different. People look at it and say, that's my goal. But never. I'll never say that because I know what both of these couples have been through. That's not my goal. Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for coming in. That's not my goal. I don't want that goal because that means I would have to go through the same thing they had to go through to be that close.
No.
Yeah, that's not my goal. That's the same thing as saying I want that person's anointing. You're going to have to go through something. Listen, I'm not talking about the very same thing. I'm talking, you're going to have to go. Them people close like that, they can read each other's mind and like that because they went through a time where there was only them. They went through a time where there was nobody else to give them advice and to comfort them except each other. But the thing is, it sounds great, don't it? But you don't know what that time was. But I bet you it was a trial that had come to pull them apart. I bet you it was something that the devil would listen. Sometimes I tell my apostle, especially with what we're going through right now, I tell her, I wish I had been at the board meeting when the devil asked God if he could touch all these people that he's touching right now with this cancer thing. I wish I was at that board meeting because I think that the devil came in smiling. And the demons came behind him with these little boxes of names. And God told everybody else, except the angels that run around his head, because you can't do nothing with them because they couldn't stop. Told everybody else, everybody sit down. Jesus, I got this. And the devil said, all these people will turn their back on you as soon as you let me touch their body. And you know how short that meeting was? You know what God said? Okay, meeting adjourned, bam, he out. Right. Because he knew his people. And so this is what I'm saying, and saying all of that. Integrity is like faith. You have to build on your integrity like you have to build on your faith daily. Because being honest is not easy. Because sometimes being honest is making a decision on whether you love a person enough to hurt them in your honesty. Yeah. And I was transparent about mine.
Yeah.
The person that I fell in love with, I had to make the decision. Do I love them enough to let them continue doing what they're doing, knowing that they're going to die in this? Or do I make the decision to call 911 and tell y'all, come pick this booger up and lock him up? Right. And it was the hardest decision I ever made. But I see you better say it, Simone. That meeting was over, baby. I see what I needed to see in that person now. And it was the best decision I ever made. But some of us are so hell-bent on being the fixer of a person instead of trying to show integrity and being honest with that person. But I'm telling you this now, it is to the detriment of that person that you are doing so.
And yourself. It's not
because
just
now you have become
too.
Because now you have become the God in their life. And the last thing I used to tell my mama this about my brother and my siblings. The last thing you want to do is become the God in somebody's life. Because when the real God steps up and he takes you from here, they ain't gonna have no clue how to get to the real one because you didn't teach them how to hit rock bottom and climb their way out. And I don't mean climbing their way out by scraping and scrubbing. No. When you hit rock bottom, I promise you're going to be on your face or you're going to be on your knees, and you are in the perfect position to get to the real God. But if you don't even let them wobble, you don't even let them lean,
right?
You catch them before they lean, sis. Now they have no clue how to go through life. because these niggas ain't leaned yet. You understand me? It's only been a year since my mom died, and I'm still telling you the truth. They haven't even leaned yet, because you have no idea the ramifications of what my mama was doing for you and how it affected you as you growing up, because you still ain't grown up, because you haven't missed her enough yet. You understand? And so in all of that, I say this: teach people how to treat you by how you treat them. And if they continue to treat you in the opposite way, they have no respect for you. They have no respect for your idea of growth and integrity. They have no respect for your honesty. They have no respect for your opinion. They have no respect for anything. And if you find somebody that loves that values your integrity and your honesty, knock each other with it. Let them teach you how to, let them show you how integrity works on their end, and then you can show integrity on their end. And as y'all rub against each other, people will see. And your circle won't just be you and turning around. My circle, honey, you turning around is not a circle. That's you turning around in an empty room. It is not good for man to be alone. And we're not talking about just marriage. You cannot not have no friends and still think that you are in perfect counsel. You know what you're gonna do? And I'm gonna say, you're gonna become a person of a reprobated mind, and you're gonna be in trouble, sis and bro. When when people can't teach you and you gonna have a reprobated mind. I don't care how much you shout in church, how much you telling the preacher, how much you know the scripture, your mind is reprobated and you lost. When you become a person that can't let, I can't stress it enough. I can't stress it enough. Because these people continue to tell everybody on Facebook and whatever, I love being alone. I love not having no friends. Just me and God. No, I don't know who that is you're talking to, but you are spiritually wrong. And you better make sure that the voice that you're listening to is God and not the enemy. Sometimes, listen, I told my apostle the other day, she wanted to talk to me. And when she want to talk to me, it's like going to the principal's office. I'm like, because I start thinking, okay, what you do, what you said, who you said it to, do you need to call them, apologize first before all that? When I got there, it had nothing to do with what I thought it was. But I'll tell you this, before I got there, the enemy was in my head, like he was sitting next to me. And he was telling me all this stuff that she was going to say to me. None of it came true, but I could hear him. But you know whose voice he used? Hers. He used her voice. He sounded just like her. In my mind, I could see him do this, like she do when she said, and she know what she said, know what he said. You gonna be able to do that, Barbara? And I swear it sounded just like her. So when I got there, I was shaking and terrified. But when we started talking, and I finally at the end of it had broke down and started crying. And I said, let me tell you what the enemy tried to do to me today. So you better be sure that the voice you hear, because you know what, the devil whispers too.
That he does.
Let me give you an example. When you told him when he said he wanted to Netflix and chill, and it's 3/3 through the movie, and he whispered to you, won't you lay your head over here? He whispered that, didn't you? See, the devil whispered that too. The devil whispered too. And it sounds just as good as it could be. But it never takes you in the direction of positiveness. It's always going to take you in the wrong direction, even though it sounds sweet. You want another? No, wait, Coco, because they want another example. I can hear them in my spirit. You want another example? Didn't R. Kelly say you remind him of his Jeep? Where he at?
Yeah.
He gave you 12 steps. Where he at? It seems like you're ready. The words hit different when you figure out where this book. I ain't trying to be mean. I'm telling you that you better be sure that what you hearing is God. That's it.
All day. But see, this is the thing, what everything that you was talking about, if people was really listening to what you just said, then people will understand that the enemy comes to bring the counterfeit. He wraps it up in a package with a real pretty bow on it and make it look like it's exactly what you asked for.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you get it and you entertain it, you realize that ain't what you asked for.
Listen, I went and bought me a Gucci pocketbook. Y'all know I don't do name brand. And the first time I tried to unzip it, it would the first time I tried to unzip it, the zipper came off. Now, it looked like a
Like a
Gucci.
Gucci.
It had the Gucci lettering on it.
But it
I
was not a
promise
Gucci.
you, the little Chinese girl who put that zipper on my thing, she was half sleeping. That must have been her 1500. That must have been her 1500 Gucci pocketbook, because that zipper came clean off. And people, and the voice you hearing could be the same way. And so move in. I'm not going to end it because my phone call coming. When that comes, I'm going to have to get off. But I'm going to keep on going. Move in integrity. And if you can't move in integrity all the way, move in integrity as close as you can get to that booger.
Right.
I mean, you slide up next to it, close. Be as close on the line, because I don't reach the pinnacle of the integrity height that I want to reach on a daily basis. I'm not as honest as I want to be all the time. I'm not as Christian as I want to, as Christ-like as I want to be all the time. I'm not a good person all the time. I'm sorry, that hurt me though. I'm not. But that's my truth. And I am a work in progress, and we all are.
Right.
But when you think that you've reached the pinnacle of one lesson and you ain't got nothing else to learn after that, you a dangerous person to me, and I can't deal with you. I can't deal with people who tell me who say they know the mind of God.
Come on.
Do you seriously know the mind of God? Because I believe that Jesus said, I don't know when he's coming back. Can you tell me that? He may not have said it in that way, but he said it. He didn't tell his own son.
He just said that he'd be back. He didn't say when.
And you telling me you know the mind of God? Which virgin did you come out of, bruh? Like, people like that scare me to death. People who say they know, because I don't know how you know. But I want you to, homework is this. Write down what your values and your ethics of life are. And I promise you, honesty, if it's not the first one, it's in that top 3. And if it's not, we have issues.
Yep.
You have to be as honest as you can, being human.
Right.
Because there are going to be times when you're going to lie. Because you go tell that police officer that you thought you was going 35. You thought you was going 35 and you was going 65. I guarantee you going to do it. Now, if you that honest and you don't, you better than me, sis. Because I'm going to tell him thought I was doing 35. My contact moved or something, and I thought it was a 3 and not a 6.
Yeah, when the cops saw me and asked me that, I don't know. That's what I said. I don't know.
And so I just think that, listen, be the best human being you can be. And in doing so, draw the best human beings around you that can be around you. There's no reason why you can't have 25 friends. You know why? Because there are 25 facets to you on this diamond that you call yourself. There should be a friend in your life that caters to every layer, because people like onion. There should be a friend in your life that caters to every part of who you think you are. You should be able to go to that friend. Listen, when I want somebody to be honest with me and put their foot down, it's Coco and Cretia. Because you're not going to get no butterflies, ain't no balloons going to go off, it won't be no sparkly stuff. You just going to be crying, and you're not going to like them. You're not going to like, I tell them quick. I'll tell both of them, because both of them on here. For the next 15 minutes after I get off the phone, okay, I lied then. For the next hour or so, maybe I lied again, till tomorrow. But when until the time I get ready to have to pray, because when I get ready to pray, I gotta like them. I don't like them till I have to pray for before I go to bed. I don't want to be their friend no more. I don't know how many times I done deleted Creisha number out my doggone phone. I don't want to talk to her no more. And Coco know what I did. I will delete all you and your people. Nobody can see my Facebook page. Who you talking to? I asked you a question. You ain't gonna lie? I don't talk to none of y'all. Now, when I want fluff and marshmallows and unicorns and I want to trip through the daisies, I got a friend for that too. I'm just not gonna name them. When I want somebody who is theological and as a theologian and who knows the word, and I need to get to that word right now, I got a friend for that. If I'm in a mood where I'm hip hopish and I want to know what these children are saying, and I need to, I don't want to know what they say. My boyfriend is younger than me. He say certain stuff. I don't know what the devil he talking about. So I called one of my nieces or my nephews, my little godchildren. What is this boy talking about? What the heck is cuffing? I thought that's what police do when you go in jail. Obviously, it's not. Cuffing is obviously something that gets you having a millennial baby, because cuffing has nothing to do with handcuffs unless that's what you and your spouse into. That's a whole other show. By the way, I can sell those to you. I have them. So listen. That's Bobby. Y'all know that's Bobby. That ain't me. So be the best that you could be, as long as you can be that. And when there comes a time when it's too much to be the best that you can be, find somebody within that circle of friends. And this is the other problem. You ain't got no friends. You ain't got nobody to pour into your life.
That part.
Because Jamal Bryant ain't talking to you. You ain't there. I mean, what he says could give you motivation and could give, but pouring into you is sometimes having the point of contact. We need hugs. We need to hold hands. We need somebody to. We need some. One of my goddaughters. Good God, I don't know why I started her on this. I gotta scratch her head almost every time I see her, because she needs that from me. I'm the friend that does that for her. Her family does everything else, but that soothes the anxiety because I'm that friend. You feel me? You understand? And so we want to be that friend. And sometimes we're not that friend. And sometimes you got to be honest with yourself and say, I just ain't that friend. Move on. She already got somebody for that spot. Figure out your spot. And if you can't figure out your spot, you do like you do when you ask God what your purpose is. Girl, what are we friends for? What am I gaining from you? And what you gaining from me? Because if we only friends because I'm the senior citizen in this and you get the Goodwill and get the senior citizen day, then tell me that. And I'll only bother you on Wednesdays when I go to Goodwill. Because I need your senior citizen card.
Right.
But be honest with me. Don't make me think we besties. With everything I tell you, you tell your real bestie. Integrity. Honesty. Don't disqualify yourself out of people's lives because you cannot tell the truth. Not just about them, but about you. Because the processes that you got through to be where you are, they might need to know the process. Not the end result, the process. Because everybody don't just jump over hurdles. Everybody can't tell a mountain to move and it moves. Not saying that God can't do it, but everybody ain't got that level of faith like you got. And so you're going to tell them, I just told the mountain to move and it moved. Okay, that's fine. No. But when I told the mountain to move, I wasn't there yet because I'm still smaller than the mustard seed. I'm still at the mustard seed. You at mountains and rivers and streams? I ain't even got out this valley yet, sis. You feel me? I ain't even got these bones to shake a little bit. Ain't no dust down here. Raise dry bones. I can't even. And so you disqualify yourself as a friend. And you disqualify yourself as a Christian.
Yeah.
Because no matter how you see the Bible, the Bible is written in King James Version because the English took the Bible and rewrote it that. But I'm sure that all those verily I say unto these was not how Jesus spoke. Jesus was a carpenter. He grew up building stuff with his daddy. He was a regular dude. who was born of a virgin and who came down here to go through pain and trial and tribulations. You know why? To let you know you could do it. That's my Bible lesson for tonight. And so if he had to do it, there was a process of him getting to that cross. Read Matthew, Luke, and John. They told you the process. He told you the process, and it hurt. And this is going to be a shameless plug. My book is a process. I let my apostle read my first chapter, and you know what she told me? I'm scared to read the rest because the first one hurt me so bad. Because I was raw and I was honest. And my second chapter not only going to hurt for me to write, but it's going to hurt from family members. And I'm going to tell you what, that I'm doing it is not because I don't want to. It's because the guilt of not telling and the thought that those two people might have did it to somebody else will be off of me when I get it in those chapters, when I get that chapter done. Because that's a whole nother show. We'll talk about that another time because I don't want to pull myself into that because I have to call Coco Accretion tonight to pull me out. But what I'm saying is be the best person that you could be. Teach people how to treat you. And when they don't, bye.
Right.
Because they disrespectful, they dishonor who you are, and they dishonor the God in you. Because those values and those morals and that integrity comes from no other power than the Father. You're just making up out of thin air. All these people giving all these motivational speakers giving all this, honey, all of that is biblically sound. Some of it is a bunch of crap, but most of it is comes from a biblical principle. I'll say that. Not biblically sound. It comes from a principle that God has already set forth. And it ain't new. It's just you saying it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good because certain people don't hear certain things. And maybe the way you're saying what I'm saying is going to flip a switch in somebody's head. So be as honest as you can. Especially about food. Or you're going to be eating it. Listen, you tell your wife you like that meatloaf. My godmama told me something that I thought was hilarious. I didn't know my goddaddy didn't like meatloaf. I didn't know Tony didn't like meatloaf. She said she didn't know he didn't like me. He ate it all them years. One day, they were just talking randomly about something. And he told her he hated meatloaf. He hated meatloaf since he was a child. But he never told her in the 30, 40-something years they've been married, this booger been choking down meatloaf at least once or twice a month. Why? Because I think he thought that the lie was essential to her because he didn't want to hurt her. He loved her so much. He choked down that meatloaf. And then one day, after years and years of marriage and being best friends and all of that other stuff, he thought, hell, it's my friend. It's time to tell her I don't want to eat that no more. And that's when it became vital for him to tell her in that point in their relationship, because maybe early on they might have been having problems. And him telling her he ain't like no meatloaf might have got a skillet crossed above his head. And he picked the perfect time to tell her because now it don't even bother her. She's like, oh, okay, we just won't have meatloaf no more. And so I think that honesty has its place in all things. But I also think telling a lie, and it ain't white, it ain't little, it ain't a fib, you lied. And telling a lie sometimes, I really think that it has its place. And I know preachers will probably tell me, you don't advocate lying. I don't know. Show me. Somebody has to give me the scripture. Charlie, if you're still on here, Coco, I guess, can do it. Or somebody called Terrence. Where it says that lying in the Bible is wrong.
Oh.
Is it a specific? It is a specific commandment that tells you not to. I know it tells you not to covet, which is almost, to me, covet.
It's not a commandment, but it says that a liar won't tarry in his kingdom. And I'll do it for you. Okay,
but find that because this is what I want you to understand too. David lied to Bathsheba.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. David was a man after God's own heart. Peter lied to the crowd, but God built his church on Peter, whose name meant rock. You understand? And so I'm not saying that God is contradicting himself. What I'm saying is that you don't have to be a liar that is compulsively a liar. You don't have to be, and that asking for forgiveness never hurts anybody. And this is the thing. I'm still studying the Bible. I'm still trying to learn. And that's a lesson that you have to teach me. You have to reconcile the fact that God did some of the most important things that he needed to do with people who were doing some of the things that we think are the worst things to ever do. Because David raped that lady.
Yeah, he did.
She had a baby, and he really thought God was going to let that child live. And so this is a lesson that I may have to sit down and y'all give me on a 101. Because you have to
so the scripture is Psalms 101:7.
Right. And David himself wrote it. Go ahead.
Okay. So it says that, hold on, let me pull it up all the way. All right. So it says that he that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight.
Okay.
Or and then if you need a different version, then I could give you the English Revised Version. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that speaketh falsehood shall not be established before my eyes.
Now, the word, I guarantee you that the word liar in that particular context of the scripture written in the King James Version has a different meaning because some words that we use in English have a different connotation in Hebrew. Yeah. And I just got a concordance, and I'm gonna look that up, and on my next show, somewhere in there, I'm gonna slip that in. But some words in the Bible.
But you want the word liar for Hebrew?
Yeah, you can find the definition for that. We can do that while we got time.
Okay. Yeah,
because there are some words in the Bible that are used several times, but in the context of how they're used, the meaning changes. Please do not come at me saying that I'm trying to change the Bible to conform to me. I am telling you that the Hebrew word for certain words that are used in English have a different meaning depending on, like the word Yahweh in the Bible, the way they say Jesus' name. Yahweh means different things in the context of how they're using it when they use it in Hebrew. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
And if his name, if the meaning of his name changes, then the other words have it's just. I'm trying to, but I have to study it, and I don't like talking about stuff I don't know everything about. I just don't. But go ahead, Miss Coco.
So the Hebrew word for liar or lies is sekharim in Hebrew.
And
it means falsehood.
Okay.
And then if you want to look up falsehood, it also comes up a different way.
Right. And so I didn't mean to get into that. All I'm saying is this: study the word to show yourself approved.
That's what it takes.
That's not what I wanted to say. That was Barbara there. Because that came out so fast. That was not what I was about to say. But that's what needed to be said. Study to show yourself approved, and that's what I'm going to do on that word. So be you, but in being you, be honestly you. Be open, be transparent. Nobody telling you to tell everybody your business. Nobody have to, because I do it. You ain't gonna be able to do what I do. Because I don't have no secrets really. Not really. There are certain things I don't talk about on this platform because there's another. Okay, I don't talk about. Let's be real. I don't talk about domestic violence on this platform because the person that I need to have a discussion with is not here to defend themselves. That's the thing I do not talk about. That is the only subject I do not broach because that subject has to be talked with the person that with another person here in order to have a real valid conversation. Because what I won't do is dog somebody out of their presence.
Right.
And that's why I got on TikTok the other day, or whatever I got on. And I told my entire family, if you have the last name of this, come on this live and let's talk about it. Because if you're going to talk about me like a dog, bring it.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
I went, listen, and I meant every word I said. Now my godchildren want me to say over and over again, you can kiss my I said, no, that's not all that. That's all you heard. That's all they remember. That's it. That's all they remember. But I meant what I said, and I said it the way I meant to say it. And so I really don't have a lot of secrets, and I'm transparent. I'm transparent because I wish somebody had been transparent with me.
That part.
I wish that people had told me that knowing God was not going to be easy. I wish people had told me that this was not an easy journey. I wish people had told me that my family was not the people that shared my DNA. I wish people had told me that loving myself was not selfish, but that self-preservation was a mandatory.
Yes, it is.
I wish people had told me that my mom could only do what she knew instead of telling me you only got one mama and that's it. I wish people had told me that respect does not always beget respect. And when it's not begotten, you can move on. God is not going to kill you if you decide you don't want to be somebody's sister no more. Shared DNA or not. Right. I wish somebody had told me the things that I know now, because I wouldn't have wasted almost 11 years of my life living a life of servitude and not making sure that I, the server, was also being served.
Right.
I don't regret anything that I did for anybody, but I wish I had paid more attention to me. And now I'm trying to play catch up. And I wish somebody had been as open and as honest to me as I am with other people and with this platform and with the book that I'm writing. It's hard. And the second chapter, I should have started it 2 days ago. I can't. I just can't. I see the entire chapter in my head, but the place I have to take myself to do it, I don't want to go there. And as I was driving home today, the enemy put in my head, you always just going to be driving home to go to a house that's empty. And I know that's a lie. But I tell you, in that split second, it felt truthful to me. That's my truth. Because I have to fight the negative things in my own head daily, hourly, every second. And for those people who walk around like that God is so deeply within them that they don't have to deal with anything, you know what I remind them of? That Jesus was so scared to go on the cross, he literally bled tears.
Sure did.
Tears that came out of his eyes were blood. And I looked it up to see if that was a real thing. Because you're not going to give me no scripture and tell me something. And I have to look, and it is. It is a real condition that people really have. He was so, and I don't think it was the fear that, like, we're talking about fear. What I think that he feared was he did not want to leave them boys because he knew they wasn't ready for him to go. It was so much more he wanted to teach them. And it wasn't not about dying on the cross. Because he was in a hurry to get back to his daddy and tell him what happened. In his own words, even though his daddy was dead. Because it's a father-son thing going on. But I think his fear was, I ain't gonna make it and I ain't teach them everything. I got so much more I could do. That was his fear. He wasn't ready to leave them.
And that's what it was. I tell people all the time, it's not the fear that you know you have an expiration date. It's the fear of knowing that you leave without the work being undone.
Yes.
And it's not that everybody got an expiration date, but it's the fear of knowing that you got a job and you ain't doing it.
Right.
It's
Or
that's
that you have a job and you waited so long before you got started on it.
that
You
part.
know your time is almost up. My
Right.
daddy used to say this thing, used to make me laugh, and he meant it too. He meant it. I think he really thought God was going to grant him this wish if he said it enough. And sometimes we'd be sitting and talking about like somebody died or whatever, and he'd say, "I ain't never gonna die." What you mean you can never know? You're not immortal, bro. Who you talking to? Know what he say? I know what God want me to do. I know the list. Everything God want me to do. I'm gonna get down to them last three. And I ain't gonna do them last three. And because I do them last three, he gonna let me stay here till I get them done. And I used to bust out laughing. I said, what if he moved those three up to the middle? He says, it's always gonna be a bottom three. I ain't going nowhere. Oh, he meant it to his heart. And the funny thing is, bringing him up, he lived with integrity. My daddy was quiet, but when he wasn't quiet, he was a storm. But listen, he was a quiet storm. I don't think I ever heard my daddy raise his voice, but maybe twice. I think I only heard him curse once, and that's when he was telling me my first joke where I heard a curse word in it. I don't think that I ever heard him and my mom argue but once. And he was so smooth. Man, that was the smoothest cat I have ever met. And I wanted the men that I am attracted to have that quietness in them. But the problem is I see the potential of that quietness and they haven't reached that level of maturity yet. And I fall in love with the potential. But I think I might have found the right one this time. Oh, sorry. That was a little Tommy. I got a little Martin on you. Sorry. I digress. But I want to live in integrity.
Right.
You understand? I want to ignore those who take my unashamed words about myself and what I say and how open I am. I want to ignore those who believe that it's about pity. I want to ignore those who think that the right hand shouldn't know what the left hand is doing. I think that is only relevant when you about to leave this booger because he beat you. Then your right hand should not know what your left hand is doing. I think it's relevant when it's your child's birthday and you don't want them to find their gift, then your right hand should not know what your left hand is doing. But when you're in a committed relationship that has integrity and honesty, then why the hell your right hand can't know what your left hand is doing? Why are you hiding clothes in the trunk? Because if he loves you, he'll be glad that you're getting stuff to make you look good enough to be by his side. He'd be glad that you are trying to better him and you. Because if you went out to do that and got you some stuff, I don't know why you didn't go to the men's section. That'll shut him up. Because now both of y'all stuff on the bed. But I think that we have to be aware that in this media kind of arrangement, that you have to have integrity. You have to be honest. Because I'm gonna tell you this again. Somebody knows you in real life. Somebody knows that you're not speaking, you're not living the things that are coming out of your mouth.
Right.
And I promise you, not too long from now, somebody gonna call you out on your bull. And that's why I tell people, if somebody tell you something that I haven't told you about you, or somebody said, you already know they lying. Because I don't have a filter to not tell you exactly what I think of you.
Right.
And the only reason I don't tell you what I think of you is because sometimes I just avoid people so I won't have to tell them because I know it's coming. My new supervisor at work, avoid her. Because she gonna squeak that little voice at me one time at the wrong moment. And I'm gonna be in the office with the big man. Because I'm gonna let it go. And so some people don't know their truth and how you feel because I just avoid them. I don't like you and I don't want to be in your presence. And I'm not gonna fake liking you because that's really not how I roll.
Right.
So I'm saying this to say this. I want as many friends as I can have because there's so many sides of me. And I want to pick out who I want for this side. I enjoy meeting new people because I don't know who you're gonna be and what part of me you're gonna fulfill the idea of God in me. And if you no, I'm about to go. I got to go. If you have friends and they have a problem with you bringing other friends into your relationship, you better look up the anti-stalking laws in your state because they stalking you and they not your friend. And if you have a friend who sits and listens to you more than they talk, and that means they know more than you about you than you know about them, they stalking you. And all they doing is pulling in evidence and evidence and evidence and evidence. So when they get ready to burn you, it's a plan. People plan. They don't like you. So what they do is, I'm going to be your friend. And all they do is listen. And when it's time to come at you in public, they're going to dog you. They know everything about you and you don't know nothing about them. That's why when people try to come at me, I go through their Facebook page. And now I know your mama name, your sister name, your daddy name, all of that. And if I can't get to them, like I used to do in the truck, and them white men used to call me all kind of names or whatever, all right, let them finish. Now, you done opened up the door for me. So now I want to talk about the fact. Now I want to know why your mama and your mama and your daddy look like each other and got the same last name. I want to know why your mama and your daddy, that's your mom, that's your auntie mama and your uncle daddy. Explain that relationship to me. Please tell me why your little brother got a special relationship with the dog under the porch. I'm just asking you. Don't get mad at me because all y'all look alike. And not because y'all family resemblance is great. Oh, I used to dog them. They used to be so mad at me. They want to meet me at the truck stop. Them black drivers used to laugh so much. They tell me, all right, sis, he done cut his mic off. No. Because what you did was you opened up the English teacher in me. And I'm going to dog you because you thought you was talking to one of them old dumb black women, niggas or angry black women. And I'm just as calm as I want to be. And one man, I went 20 miles out my way because he called me the C word.
Oh, God.
20 miles out my way. I dogged him up and down that mountain. I certainly did. Now, question that. So you tell your uncle daddy and your auntie mama that what they do is illegal in the United States.
Oh, gosh.
And your sister teaching you how to French kiss is wrong on any level.
Oh, what?
I said it. And I didn't take it back. So what you don't want to do is go toe-to-toe me with the foolishness.
Yeah.
Because I do not run out. I learned how I learned how to do this. I learned how to do it in school because I was picked at so much. Because we moved here, I didn't have any friends or relatives here. And I taught just like I did, like I was from Atlanta, because that's how I was from Atlanta. And they picked at me incessantly. I fought all the time. And so I learned how to snap back. You know who taught me? My deacon. I have heard every fat girl down put known to man. And I used to cry. And then one day I stopped crying and I started going back and forth with him. That's how I got good at it. And so that's what I do.
Simone, do you really want her to say what the C word is, baby? No.
I won't say it. I'll spell it. It's C-U-N-T. And really, when he said it, I laughed because I thought people only said that on TV. I thought it was funny because you went there and I'm like, so once you call me black, fat, and ugly, where else you gonna go? You done. But now you to open up your family to me and I'm going in. And I'm gonna make you question your lineage. Because all that hair on your back did not come from your daddy. Because I'm pretty sure there's a wolf in the woods that was that's just, I don't know. Just saying. I'm just saying that's not natural hair. And I'm sorry your mama told you that was just a little extra love handle. It's a tail. It's a tail. You call it what you want to call it. I'm just saying.
No, ma'am.
So what you don't want to do is start that kind of conversation with me. Or these fools in my DM sometimes want to have these private conversations. Because what I'm going to do is make you question your manhood by the time I'm finished. So let's get off of that. I'm sorry, Simone, I quit. So we're going to get off of here because I have not even eaten dinner yet. I was so excited about this lesson. I was so excited about what God was going to say because a lot of it was just him coming through because I still got my notes, but I didn't get into it the way I wanted to. And so I'm so glad that it went the way that it was supposed to. I'm going to fix me some hot dogs. I'm so hungry. So
Well, you've been coming.
I hope that go ahead. I'm sorry. What you got to say, Coco?
I was just gonna say, like you talked about integrity, but you got to look at where your integrity is now. Your integrity is on a whole nother level than where I
Oh
met
yeah,
you.
because I was full of crap. Oh, I was full of crap when I first started. I was full of crap. Let
You know,
tell him, Coco. Coco, you tell it better than me. Oh yeah. I was full of crap.
it,
Oh
it
yeah.
was on a whole nother level than
Mhm,
where I met you. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
But now it's just like, okay, when you gotta, first of all, I feel like your integrity and your character work hand in hand. And if they don't match up to me, then I can't deal.
And
You know,
I wish I had gained this kind of insight into myself before I had to lose all of those things. And to be honest with you, I had to lose all of the things that I've lost in order to get into this place where I am.
sometimes that's how it is.
You feel me? Like Moses had it going on. The girls wanted him. The
Yeah,
Pharaoh's daughter wanted him. Listen, some of the men wanted him. Let's be
yeah,
honest. He was good looking.
yeah.
God put that book out in the desert. He had nothing. Food, clothes, nothing, not a friend. And he had to lose all that and then go back. And that's what I had to do. I'm in the same neighborhood I was in before I started driving trucks. When God told me I had to preach, and I told him no. I literally lived 2 blocks from here. Literally. I'm on the same exact job in the same exact office I was in when God told me I had to preach, and I got in that truck and ran. I was literally on the same exact job, living in the same exact place.
Well, ain't it funny? He took you back to the place where you told him no,
Yes.
in order for you to come back to that
And
place
say
just to
yes.
tell him yes
And say yes.
and say yes. Ain't that
That's the kind of God you think it's funny because, but I don't. It's not. I don't feel. I don't find the humor in any of
something? I know.
it. But that's what God did, and it's so weird because I think about it sometime, and in the middle of the night, I go, "Oh my God, that means God knows who I am." I know that sounds funny, but that means that the Creator, He really know where I live.
Right.
He really has me on His mind.
Yes. He got you on the GPS, girl. They got
Yes.
them. Yes.
And people think I know people think I'm being funny, but I'm not. Because you go through your life like this, whatever. Do you ever stop to think that the Creator is thinking about you right now? I got a reminder on my phone that tells me to pray. I don't care where I'm at. When it ding, I stop. And even I did. We was in the store that was an apostle, and I had my hand out. She said, "What?" I said, "Our phone just ring. We have to." And she put her hand out, and I said, and I did my little quick prayer or whatever. And she said, and I just went on about my. But she started laughing. I said, "I do it. I don't care where I'm at.
Right.
I don't care where I'm at because if that reminds me to thank Him,
Right.
then I need that reminder. Then that's what I'm going to do." Because
Right.
sometimes I can't. I don't remember to remind Him thank you because I blinked. People think, oh, that's stupid. No, it ain't. If you don't blink, your eyes don't get moisturized. If your eyes don't get moisturized, you go
Right.
blind. I just preached a whole message. Somebody wake up the deacons because the mothers is in the kitchen cooking dinner.
Right. But see, that's the whole point. The point is somebody got to wake you up.
Did you just? And then the thing is, you can't even thank Him for swallowing because
That's
if you don't
it.
swallow, your food don't get to you, and you die. Y'all can think it sounds stupid if you want to. You don't have enough time to tell God thank you
Thank you.
for every time
No.
you blink and you take a breath. So you better just thank Him on general.
Right. And it's just
And then
like
for the
how you used to hear people say, if I had 10,000 tongues, it wouldn't be
you
enough
it
to
wouldn't be
say
enough.
it ain't enough.
You
It's
think
not
them
enough.
angels
It's not enough
circling?
time in the day.
You think them angels circling his head saying holy, holy, holy? It
Right.
get tired? They can't get tired because every
And,
time
and
they get ready to, they think of something else.
right. And I pray
Every
all
time
the
you,
time, but I got the same thing. I got the same thing on my phone. It says prayer time. And
yeah,
I do the same prayer
it
time.
just says
And
exactly. You. There is not enough. It's just little things. And if you think about it, your finger bends about 3 or 5 different ways. So every little tick of your finger is a thank you.
that's
Because He
it.
did have to let you bend it that far. I know it's comical. I promise you I know. But it is real.
It ain't nothing about it comical to me. Every day that I can get up and take a step,
by myself,
When you come
by
from
myself.
right, if you come from a place like I said, y'all, if you come from a place where you couldn't walk and now you
Tell it.
can, every day is something different.
Let me be truthful. You come from a place where you cannot have a BM for a month or two.
Come on now.
You better thank. I'll be having. Simone said she gonna wake up the deacons because no mothers. You better preach them. Coming from a place of long time illness and taking a lot of antibiotics, there's going to come a time where you're going to become impacted. That's the proper. That's the cute word for not being able to take a bowel movement.
Right.
And either you're going to have to go to the doctor and they help you, or you're going to have to learn how to stay at home and fix it. And you can think it's gross and nasty all you want to, but if you get to a place when you listen, Simone
wants to know what you use. Do you use a prayer app?
No. It's that Bible app. It's called
Are you talking about YouVersion?
I think that's what it is. And then you go and then there's a thing in there where you could tell it to tell you to pray or time to read a scripture or whatever, and it comes up and it just comes across the screen. And it says, "Oh, this is my phone call, y'all."
Yeah, it's called There's YouVersion, Simone, and then you have NIV and Bible Hub. They all do it.
So I'm gonna let him call back. But this is the thing, you have to live your life the best way that you know how. What you don't know, you cannot fix or help. But what you do know, to pass it on to others. Because it is your duty to do so.
Right. Go take your call, ma'am.
Yeah, so you know how he get. But thank y'all so much for coming. I hope you really enjoyed it. What I might do is I might go back on Facebook in a little bit and do a live. And if y'all want to join that would be great. And we can just talk a little bit more. Maybe we can get a few more people to come in. Simone, if you want to stay up a little later, baby, let me take my phone call, eat me a hot dog, and let's and do that. And then we're going to go. But I love you. Please buy Uppity Negro apparel. It is called uppitynegro.store. STORE. My website is up and published. You can even find me on Google now. You can do Afterpay on me. I do PayPal. I do what is that? PayPal and Afterpay and all that other stuff that I can't pronounce. All of that stuff. And so come on, listen, at least go on the website and look at it. If you don't want anything, look on it for your sister and just touch the screen and say, God bless. Yes. And say, God bless my sister. That's all you got to do. I love y'all. I might see y'all in about an hour or so. We'll see what God going to do because I ain't sleeping. And these glasses make me look intelligent. I want to look at them some. Man, let me get on there. Let me go take my night meds. I ain't got time to play with y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for coming to the takeover. And please let the takeover take over your life. Live with integrity. Live honestly. Be the best what you can do. And be transparent. Please don't make people think you came out of whatever you came out of skipping through the daisies. Talk about your process. Help somebody. As Medea say, hope somebody, and let them hope you. I love y'all. Thank you, Coco. Always. I love you so much. Thank you for everybody coming. I'm so proud that Krisha was on here. I love you. I feel so honored that she even took out her time. All right, baby, love calling again. I love y'all. See y'all later.
All right.